Hello, people! Welcome, one and all, to JoJo's Learning Club.
Hello guys, welcome back to my channel Jojo's Learning Club. So today I will be introducing you to permutations and combination. As a first step towards it, I will be introducing you what is a multiplication principle or the fundamental principle of counting. So to understand better, let's start with an example. Let's say you have a number log, right? So you have a 4-digit number log, say 1, 2, 3. You have a 4-digit number log and you have entered some numbers where the repetition is not allowed. For example, like when you have entered a number, that number can't be used again. So there are numbers from 0 to 9. There are 10 digits of numbers and 0 to 9. Okay, so you remember after some days only the first digit, that is number 7, let's say, and you don't remember the last 3 numbers of the sequence. How can you determine that, or how can you determine the number of arrangements, like how many 3-digit sequences you have to check with? You have to start from 0, 0, 0 and so on, and you have to list all these to get the number of arrangements, right? But I will introduce you to a simple technique through which you can know the number of ways of arranging or selecting an object, or like for any number. For example, in this example, how many ways you can select and arrange the 3-digit number sequences, right? So this is the main principle behind the fundamental principle of counting, or the multiplication principle. And let's do another example so you'll get a better understanding about this topic. Okay, first let's say Ramu has a person. Ramu, he has 2 jeans and 3 shirts. So Ramu is having 2 jeans and 3 shirts. That is, he has 2 choices of jeans and 3 choices of shirts, right? So for every jeans, let's say the jeans are J1 and J2 and the shirts are S1, S2, S3. Just to remember that, like 3 different shirts, S1, S2 and S3, and also jeans J1 and J2. Okay, let's say the first choice, the Ramu's first jeans or J1. He has 3 shirts, right? He has 3 choices of S1, S2 and S3. And also for his second jeans also, he has 3 choices of shirts, that is S1, S2, S3. And the jeans are like jeans, J1 and J2. And for the shirt, so for shirt he has 3 choices, that is S1, S2 and S3. So from this you can see that he has actually 6 pairs of choices. How it comes? Like with first jeans and the first shirt, and the second jeans and the second shirt. First jeans and the second shirt, and again first jeans and the third shirt. Again for the second one, second jeans and the first shirt, second jeans and the second shirt, second jeans and the third shirt. So these are the different possibilities for Ramu for selecting a pair. So this is the number of arrangements. You can see that there are 2 jeans and 3 shirts. Then this is the main principle behind the fundamental principle of counting. That is, if an event can occur in m different ways, here jeans is the m different ways of an event, and following which another event occurs. Like they have 2 jeans and another 3 shirts. So shirt is the next event, following which another event occurs in n different ways. Then the total number of selecting is given in the order J into, for example, jeans into shirts. So these are the different possibilities where the repetition is not allowed. So jeans, he has 2 pairs of jeans and 3 pairs of shirt. So the total possibilities of arrangement is 6 possibilities. And when you draw through figure, also you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is how you determine the number of ways of arranging or selecting an object without listing them. So without listing all this, you can just find the number of events occurred using if an event occurs in m different ways, following which another event occurs in n different ways, then the total number of events, you can just have to multiply the first event into second event. For example, let's say if you have another one more event. For example, with that he has 2 pairs of shoes too. So what you will do, for each of this selection, again you have 2 shoes. Shoes I am determining by shoes 1, shoes 2. Again for this selection also he has again 1 shoe, 2 shoe, right? With this pair he can again write with 1 shoe, 2 shoe. Again for here he has again SH1, SH2. Again here also he has another 1 shoes, shoes 1, shoes 2, shoes 1, shoes 2, shoes 1, shoes 2. Again here shoes 1 and shoes 2. So how many possibilities you can see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. So the total number of possibilities are 12 different arrangements he has when Ramu has 2 jeans, 3 shirts and 2 shoes. So you don't have to write all these possibilities to find the number of arrangements. You just have to see that this is the mth event. Let's say LMNOP. This is the nth event. Let's say this is a pth event. So to find the number of arrangements, what you have to do, you just have to multiply the total number of events, that is m into n into p. So for example, 2 shirts, 2 jeans, 3 shirts and 2 shoes. So 2 into 3 6, 6 into 2 12 possibilities. You don't have to do all this hectic process of writing or listing all the arrangements. You can directly find using the fundamental principle of counting. And this is the principle behind fundamental principle of counting, or also you can name it as multiplication principle. I hope it's clear. If you have any doubts, please feel free to reach me under my email ID. I'll be always there to help you out. Okay, so I have listed here many questions. So we will solve each one by one, and your knowledge of permutations will get increasing. Okay, before that we had one question, right, about the number log. You can see that I know only the first number of the number log. So I need to find how many 3-digit sequences I have to try with, right? So for that, one number is already, so there are numbers 0 to 9, right? There are 0 to 9 numbers, that is for each selection there are 10 possibilities. But as I have already said, when repetition is not allowed, what does I mean by that? When 7 is used, then for the next number you can't use 7. You have to use any other numbers. So for this possibility, or for this number A, you have only 9 possibilities, right? And for the next possibility, when 2 numbers are already used, what is the position? B is already used, then you have only 8 possibilities. Similarly, for the last one, you have only 7 possibilities. So this is somewhat similar to the fundamental principle of counting, right? When you have m events, n events and p events, the total number of events can be given by m into n into p. So you just have to take 9 into 8 into 7 is your final answer. That is 72 into 7. So this will give you the final answer for this problem. I hope it's clear. Okay. So now let's do some more problems here, so you will get a better understanding on it. Okay, let's read the first question. Find the number of 4-letter words with or without meaning, that is with or without meaning, which can be formed out of the following words when A, repetition is allowed. So for repetition is allowed, you have 2 problems, and when the repetition is not allowed, again you have 2 problems. So what are these words? The first word is club. The first word is club, and the second word is Germany. Germany. So you have 2 words here, right? And for each of this selection, you have 2 problems. That is when the repetition is allowed and when repetition is not allowed. And what it is said, you have to find the number of 4-letter words it can form. So for 4-letter words, let's draw a block, so you will get a better understanding about it. Here also a 4-letter words block. And how many letters are there? 4 letters, right? 4 letters. 4 letters are there, and you have to find how many words can be formed from these 4 letters when repetition is allowed and when repetition is not allowed. So first let's find when repetition is allowed. That is for this box you have 4 choices, right? Or you can start from the LHS also, anywhere, however you wish. So 4 letters. And also for this box also, you have again 4 choices because repetition is allowed here. Repetition is allowed, I mean like when you use the word C, again you can use C here also. So this is a possibility. Again here, 4. And again here, it is again 4. So the number of events using the multiplication principle, what it does is, if an event can occur in m different ways, following which, and another event occurs in n different ways, following which, and another event occurs in k different ways, following which, and another event occurs in p different ways, then what is the sum? What is the total number of events? M into n into k into p. So similarly, what you have to do? You just have to multiply all these numbers to get the total number of arrangements or total number of words what you can form. That is 16 into 4, 64, 64 into 4, 256. So this is the number of words which you can form. Again, the second problem in this section, what it is? When the repetition is not allowed, again I'm going to draw this box so you will not get any confusions. For the first selection, you have 4 numbers or 4 letters, or you have 4 letters here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have 4 letters over here, and for the first selection, you have 4 letters. Once you have used 1 letter over here for, let's say, C, then you have only remaining 3 letters over here. So for the second selection, then you have only 3 selections. And for this third selection, you have already used 2 selections, 2 letters, then you have only 2 selections. And for the last one, there is only one possibility. Let's say you have used CLU, then you have only B left. So you can have to write 1. So the total number of arrangements when the repetition is not allowed is 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. That is 12 into 2, 24. So this is the total number of possible 4-letter words when the repetition is not allowed and when the repetition is allowed. Okay, let's take the second section on that, Germany. And in this section you can see how many letters are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is a 7-letter word, and you have to find how many 4-letter words are possible with these 7 letters. Okay, so for the first box, when the repetition is allowed, there are 7 possibilities, right? You can select this in 7 different ways. Again, the second one also, because it is no repetition is allowed, again you can use with 7 different ways. Here again you can use it with 7 different ways, and again here you can use it with 7 different ways. I hope you are understanding. If you have any doubts, please feel free to reach me under my email ID. Okay, so you have here 7 into 7 into 7 into 7. So this is the total number of possibilities. So how we can find 49 into 49? That is 2401. So this is the total number of possibilities when the repetition is allowed. And next, the second section on that is again you draw a 4 like this way, one figure, so you will get a better understanding and you will not miss anything. Okay, the first one you can fill it by 7 ways, right? Why? Because there are 7 letters, and the first box you can already use 7 letters, any number of letters. And for the second one, you have already used 1 letter. So remaining letters are 6 letters. So you have 6 different ways of selection for the second box. And when you have 2 letters already used, for example, let's say you have used GE, then you can use only RMANY. So there are only 5 different choices for the third box. So you can use this as 5. And for the next one, already you have used 3 letters and then you have only 4 selections possible for it. So 7 into 6 into 5 into 4, that is 42 into 20, that is 840. So the total number of possibilities are 840. I hope it's clear. Okay, so that's all for this section, and now let's do the second problem. I hope it's easy. How many 3-digit numbers can be formed from the digits 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? We have 1, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. And you have to form a 3-digit sequence, right? So, and it is said that how many 3-digit even numbers? Check that. It is said to find the number of even numbers. So in this, how many numbers are even? To say 4 is an even number and 6 is an even number. There are only 2 even numbers. Also, I wanted to know, how do you determine whether a number is even or odd? You check the last digit, right? If that last digit is a number with even number, then that number is a even. If that number is an odd number, then that number is also a odd number. Similarly, so you have to say the last number. Here you have only 2 possibilities. Either this can be filled by 4 or it can be filled by 6. That is the possibility for this one. But here, what is that possibility? How many 3-digit numbers can be formed from the digits? Here it is not mentioned whether repetition of the digit is allowed or not allowed. So when it is not said, you can assume that repetition is allowed. So you have already used one number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because it is said repetition, it is not mentioned anything, you can use all these 6 possibilities here. Again, similarly here, you can fill again by 6 possibilities. That is, you can use any numbers. By saying that an even number, it only mentions that only the last number, that is the last number is odd or even, that determines whether a 3-digit number is a even or an odd number. For that, what we have done, we have only 2 possibilities, that is 4 and 6, and the rest of the boxes you can use any numbers, that is 6 possibilities are there. So what are the possible number of arrangements? 6 into 6 into 2, that is 36 into 2, that is 72 possibilities. I hope it's clear. Okay. So let's do the third problem now. Find the number of different signals that can be generated by arranging at least 2 flags one below to the other in order on a vertical staff if 5 different flags are available. So it is said that we have to find the final number of different signals that can be generated by arranging 2 flags, that is by arranging at least 2 flags. That is, it is said that they have one post like that, and in that 2 flags should be at least arranged one each to other. Okay, the other possibility is what? Again, 1, 2, 3 flags can be arranged. The next possibility is that because 5 different flags are available, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, right? Again, this is 5. I left the 4 here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So first, at least 2 flags are available here. What will be the chances? 5 possibilities are here, and it is said that one each to other, that is repetition is not allowed for the flags. There are only 5 flags. 5 flags, I mean like there are only 5 possibilities and one flag is not repeated. That is, repetition is here not allowed. So when 2 flags are one to each other, then the first flag has 5 possibilities. When you have used the first flag, how many flags you have left? 4 flags left. So you have 4 different ways of selecting the second choice. So here what will be the total? 20. And for the next one, how it would be? Again, 5 possibilities. Here you have 4 possibilities. Here you have 3 possibilities. So what would be the total? 5 into 4 into 3. And how do you do that? If an event can occur in m different ways, following which another event can occur in n different ways, then the total number of total number of events in the given order is m into n. So similarly, we have 3 events here, m, n, p. So what do you do? m into n into p, that is 5 into 4 into 3, that is 60. This is how you find using multiplication principle. Okay. Now let's say this second one, you have again 5 possibilities, here you have 4 possibilities, here you have 3 possibilities, and here you have 2 possibilities. Again you have to multiply one each other, so 5 into 4 into 3 into 2, that is 120. And in the last vertical staff you have 5 flags attached to it. The first flag has 5 possibilities, the second flag has 4 possibilities, the third flag has 3 possibilities, second flag has 2 possibilities, and the last flag has only 1 possibility. Why? Already all the other 4 flags have been used and they have only 1 flag left over. So the total number of possibilities here is 5 into 4 into 3, that is 60, 60 into 2, 120. So what are the different arrangements when 2 flags are there, 3 flags are there, 4 flags? Why we have found all this? Because it is said that by arranging at least 2 flags. What is at least? That is minimum of 2 flags should be used. That means it can be 2 flags, 3 flags, 4 flags and 5 flags. So we need to find the number of different signals. So what will be the total number of different signals over here? Total number of different signals is the just adding all these numbers together, that is 20 plus 60 plus 120 plus 120, that is 240 plus 80, that is 320. So this is the total number of different signals. Okay, now let's do the next problem. How many 4-letter code can be formed using the first 10 letters of the English alphabet if no letters can be repeated? So it is said that you have to form a 4-letter word using the first 10 alphabets, that is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. Using all these 10 letters or 10 letters, you have to form 4-letter word if no letter can be repeated. What does that mean? If you have already used F, for example, then you have only 9 possibilities left. You can't use F again. So for the first one, you have all the 10 possibilities, right? And for the next one, you have 9 possibilities. And for the next one, again, only 8 possibilities. And for here, 7 possibilities. So what you have to do? You just have to multiply all together. That is 10 into 9 into 8 into 7. Please find the final answer for this problem. I give this as a small homework. Please find the answer and comment under my video. So please find the answer for the 4th problem. So this is how you do the 4th problem. So now let's discuss our last and final problem on this section on fundamental principle of counting. That is 5th problem. A coin is tossed 3 times and the outcomes are recorded. So a coin is tossed 3 times. Each time you record a coin, let's say the 3 times you record a coin and you record the possibilities. So how many record the outcomes and you record how many possible outcomes are there. That is, for the first toss you have only head and tail, right? So you have 2 possibilities for each coins. So for the first you have 2 ways, and for the second again you have 2 ways, and for the third event also you have 2 ways. So what is the total possible outcomes which can be occurred? That is just what? Multiplying all these events together. That is 2 into 2 into 2, that is 8. So there are 8 possible outcomes when 3 coins are tossed one each other. I hope it's clear. So that's all for this section on fundamental principle of counting, and on my next section I will do the derivation for permutations and also let you know about factorial notations. So that's all for today and I wish you a nice day. Bye bye.